Beer with Buffy is a retro-analytical love roast of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and its spin-off Angel. If you'd like to support our show financially, you can find us at patreon.beerwithbuffy.com. Don't forget to review us on iTunes if you like what you hear.
A couple hundred years ago, the only thing you had to worry about was a hangover.
You telling me you're an investigator?
More or less.
Today, because of your curse thingy, you can't sleep with anyone.
I'm not a taint. I'm your boss.
Or else you might feel a moment of true happiness.
You got a real addiction to the brooding part of life.
Lose your soul.
Except for the bulk of it, where I was nearly tortured to death.
Become evil again.
You're a demon hunter. Road demon hunter.
And kill everyone.
It's fucking fantastic.
I love that sound.
Thanks, Cornelia. I always appreciate your perspective.
Hey everybody, I'm Josh.
And I'm Rex.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beer with Ale with Angel! That's right, fuckos, we're actually doing it. Oh no, they said. You can't make fun of Angel too, they said. Angel is already a joke, they said. Well, to that I say, pish posh and suck my duck, all you milf lickers, because that just means there's all the more tasty, bad, wrong, awful, dumb shenanigans to make fun of, and it's gonna be season 1 of Buffy all over again. And it's gonna be amazing. And there's nothing you can do about it but sit and let all of the amazing just spew and spout and drizzle all over your face. And god damn it, Rex, why you gotta take it to the sexy place?
I haven't said anything yet, actually.
Yeah, and you still found a fucking way to take it to the sexy place. That's impressive.
Pretty sure that was you.
I'm impressive then. I'm very impressive. Bring the chocolate sauce. Am I not sprawled about on the couch?
For a moment there, I was thinking, who replaced my co-host with a monster truck announcer?
I did. That was me.
Apparently.
It was George. George!
Oh, God. That's a pull from somewhere that nobody who will listen to this podcast will get.
Except for River Crystal Sam. Today on Ale with Angel, we are reviewing Season 1, Episode 1 of Angel, entitled City of ...
Yes.
Yeah. It's actually a ... right?
Yeah.
It's not...
Well, because the title's technically like City of Angel.
I get it, yeah.
It's...
I just, on Hulu, they actually called it City of Angel, but on the IMDb and everything else I've ever seen it on, it's City of ...
It's same.
So Hulu fucked it up. Good job, Hulu. We don't have any voicemails today, which, thank God, because that would just take way too long.
We've gotten a lot lately.
I did, however, completely forget to pull up the iTunes reviews, because holy shit, y'all motherfuckers are really pulling your shit together. We have gotten 4 new iTunes reviews in the last month.
Yeah.
That is an unprecedented amount.
And 3 ratings that they didn't actually write a review.
Which is, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. No,
we'll take it. If you're writing shy, or what's the word? Pen shy?
I don't know.
Keyboard shy?
Maybe.
Internet shy?
Shy.
Yeah. If you got the floppy doodle, if you got
the floppy doodle,
they got whiskey fingers. Their fingers are too floppy to be able to type properly, so they just don't.
Oh.
They're like, I just want to get some sleep.
Really? You had to take it to an erectile dysfunction joke?
That is correct. Thank you for spelling that out. This man, everybody, clearly does not have whiskey fingers. Huh? Because he spelled it out? Get it?
Heavy sigh.
Splendid. All right, so I'm pulling up some iTunes reviews. Let's do that. And then after that, we got some cats to name.
We do?
Yeah.
I forgot all about the cats.
Yeah, we might have to pause and prep for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So the last one that I read was the Epic Defenestrado review. So after that, we have... I'm not going to lie, I've been trying to figure out how to pronounce this name for about a month. Because I'm fairly certain there is a typo in it. So this person is called No Fucking Names at a Left. Yeah, that's right. I think it's supposed to say No Fucking Name State Left. But that also makes no sense to me. But anyway, on June 19th, 2020, No Fucking Namesake at Left says in their title, an actually good Buffy podcast, ? There are a shut ton of Buffy podcasts out there, and most are terrible. Even the popular ones I can't stand. This is amazing. I'm just sad I discovered them 4 seasons in because this is something I wish I could have been in on from the beginning. They touch on the serious side of the episodes while also keeping it fun and light, just like the show. I'm more of a wine girl myself, but I can't stop listening to this. Thank you, No Fucking Namesake Left. Next review comes from Maria E.B. Maria E.B.'s title says, funny, simple but effective. I like it, Maria. Thank you. I really enjoy this podcast. I'm glad they're back, helping us cope with COVID. Looking forward to Ale with Angel. Well, guess what? I just read your review on the very first episode of Ale with Angel. You're welcome, Maria E.B. And I'm going to save the next 2 for next episode.
Yeah.
And great. Cool. Let's name some fucking cats.
Oh my.
Do you want to get people up to speed on why we're naming cats, just in case?
I do not recall which episode that we made the joke about naming cats. I don't think it was that long ago, though. But my cat has a ridiculous name. His full name is The Master Floof, Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. There are multiple references in that name, by the way.
You forgot to update it. He's actually Sir Edgar Allan Poe.
Right, he was knighted.
He was officially knighted. Yeah, it's been a few episodes. I can't remember exactly when we said it either, but we made a joke about, hey, we'll name your cats. Oh my God, we're going to make it a Patreon perk. And then Rex actually did make it a Patreon perk, and 2 people actually bought it.
Yeah. I think one person didn't realize that they were buying that perk specifically.
Why not?
Because she doesn't have a cat.
Did she give you anything to name at all?
Yes.
Then we're going to name it.
Rose says that she does not have a cat. However, she does have a ladybug that has been in her house for about a week, and she figures we could name that.
Mm-hmm.
The ladybug is probably dead. So maybe we should take that into account for our naming purposes.
All right. Would you describe a ladybug's fur pattern as tabby, tortoiseshell, plain, or patchy?
I mean, it's polka dots.
Yes, but okay. So patchy. I heard patchy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Patchy works.
Moving along. Go on. So obviously it's a female because it's a ladybug.
Presumably.
Duh. And as we all know, females can breed together, males cannot, making them, of course, the superior gender.
Probably.
Or sex, whichever you prefer. Sex? Yes, please. I'm so lonely.
Anyway, moving on. Got any ideas for this ladybug name?
I'm working on it.
Are you on an internet questionnaire?
No. What would make you think that, Rex?
See, the trick to naming anything is to start with a pun. So we have to think of a pun.
Go on.
All
right, so it's a lady and it's a bug and it's not a cat at all, but it's a cat name.
Yeah, we could go with...
Okay, I've got it, Rex. Here's how we're going to do this.
Okay.
We're each going to write down 3 names, and we're going to vote on our favorite of each other's names, and then we'll have a final round after that where we have to debate and argue why we think that name that the other person chose is the best. And we will work out like fucking gentlemen which one's the winner. How do you feel about that?
You have a visitor.
I'm aware. that there's a large, fluffy, clawed predator crawling onto my lap. That is correct.
Okay, so what are your 3 names?
All right, my 3 names for this ladybug, because she doesn't actually have a cat, right?
She does not actually have a cat.
Yeah, she has a ladybug that is almost certainly deceased by this point.
And has been flushed.
And it has been flushed. But we're still going to name it, goddammit. All right, my 3 names are Madame Roseanne, number 2, Little Miss Puffins, number 3, Pickle Dot.
Pickle Dot.
Pickle Dot.
My 3 names are Queen Divine.
Okay.
Madame Faller. Fuck, it's German. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong.
How are you picking a name that you don't know?
Madame Faller.
How are you spelling that?
Fehler.
Failure? Okay.
I think
I don't know German either. Go on.
Madame Faller.
What does it mean?
Ladybug.
Jesus. Go on.
And then the Lady of the Bowl.
No. Oh, that's so awful.
I do want to say my personal favorite of my list is Queen Divine because...
No. You don't get to tell me
Oh,
before
God
I
damn it.
vote.
Fine.
We tell our favorites after we vote. I'll let it go this time. So Queen Divine, Madame Feller, Lady of the Ball.
Correct.
All right, Queen Divine was my favorite as well. That's
Okay.
That was your favorite too,
Yes.
right? Okay. So what's your favorite of mine? Do you need me to read them again?
Yes.
Madame Roseanne, Little Miss Puffins, Pickle Dot.
I have to go with Little Miss Puffins.
Okay. Yeah, my favorite was Madame Roseanne because she's a lady that bugs me a lot.
No, that's not bad. So Queen Divine is a drag queen.
Okay.
Specifically, Queen Divine is the drag queen that Ursula from Little Mermaid was based on visually.
Okay, yeah.
So my brain went a lady bug who's been flushed.
Oh,
So a queen of the sea,
wow.
Queen Divine.
Queen Divine. You ruined it for me. I don't want this insect's name to be a reference to how it died.
It didn't die that way. It probably starved to death.
Or a reference to its eternal resting place then.
What's wrong with that?
I want to pretend that it had a life or a name throughout its life. Retroactively.
Well, maybe the name was prophetic.
Instead of letting it be defined by its final act. And for that reason, I'm going to have to go with Little Miss Puffins. I'm not going to lie. I got that name because it popped up in a name generator.
Oh, man.
And I just liked it.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent name.
And I put Little Miss before it. That's my touch. It was just Puffins, which is apparently a very popular cat name.
Apparently. All right. So, Rose, your ladybugs, your dead ladybugs, your flushed dead ladybug's name is Little Miss Puffins.
Hey! Like fucking gentlemen.
Thank you so very, very much for your patronage.
And now we got through it, everyone. But now we still have to do another one. Next cat name. Or next cat to name.
So the other patron who purchased the perk of cat naming is Meredith. And she has a tiny Tux cat who only has a little stub tail.
Oh.
So we have to name her.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. You need a name.
I have a solid color cat. I tend to prefer solid color animals for some reason, but I do have to say that I am quite the fan of tuxedo cats. They look like little penguins.
Do we know if it's a boy or a girl?
She, yes.
She. Okay.
Female.
Because we need to code things by their genitalia, remember?
Yes, that's an important aspect of our society.
That's how this works. And it's still a kitten?
Apparently.
Or at least it was at the time.
Yeah.
But that's only been a month. It's still technically a
with
kitten.
With a stubby little tail?
With a bobtail.
And she did specifically ask Edgar's opinion. I hate to inform you, Meredith, that Edgar sees all other creatures as beneath him, therefore he has no opinion.
Inferior, if you will.
Yes.
It could also just be because he's a cat and he can't talk, but I don't believe that for a second.
Well, his new roommates are upset with him, and he barely regards their presence.
So we've both got 3 cat names again.
Yes.
So my first name is Princess Penguin. Second name, Jane's Bond 007. That's Jane, Jane.
Got it.
Okay, cool. Just checking. And last but not least, Panda Minimane.
Okay, my list is the abominable God damn, I can't
Right
even fucking
names
say
you
it.
can pronounce, Rex. Well, that would severely limit our options.
Yes. The abominable Dr. Phibes.
Dr. what?
Dr. Phibes.
Phibes?
Yes.
Okay.
Phibes. Phibes.
Interesting.
The glamorous Velma Kitty. And Miss Ferdy Overstein. These are all deep references that I'm very proud of.
Sweet monkey tits. I don't get any of them.
That's okay. That's kind of the point of a good reference.
Okie dokie. If you say so.
So what were your 3 again?
My 3 were Princess Penguin, James Bond 007, and Panda Minimane.
I really like Princess Penguin.
Okay.
I do.
That's fair. Simple, effective.
Yeah.
Plays on the coloring of the cat's fur. Princess Penguin. Got it.
So which do you like?
I need you to read yours again as well.
The abominable Dr. Phibes.
Abominable?
Yes.
Dr. Phibes.
Yes.
Okay.
The glamorous Velma Kitty and Miss Ferdy Overstein.
The second one.
The glamorous Velma Kitty?
Yes.
Would you like to know the reference?
Sure.
It is a reference to Velma Kelly, the character in Chicago who murders her sister and her boyfriend.
Okay.
And she specifically does the very sexy dance while wearing a tuxedo.
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice. Okay.
Yeah. And there's a pun because it's Kitty instead of Kelly.
Okay. Oh, so now tell me the name one more time then.
The glamorous Velma Kitty.
All right, that's the one. Unless
Yeah.
you really preferred
No, I
Princess Penguin.
I really like it.
All right.
The third one was a Nazi killer.
Okay. What's that got to do with anything with the cat?
She's a spy. Spies wear tuxes.
Oh. Okay. So we're all right. We're on the same page then.
Yeah.
Got it. Do I dare ask what the first one was about?
The abominable Dr. Phibes is a character that was maimed. It's a horror film.
Okay.
And he was a character played by Vincent Price who was maimed. And
Hello, I'm Vincent Price.
yes, but he was maimed and specifically sought to kill people in revenge for his wife dying.
Oh, splendid.
But maimed in an accident, stubby tail. But also, my friend Beth had a cat who was a tuxedo cat who sadly died this year.
Oh.
And that was her name.
The abominable Dr. Phibes?
Yes.
Oh, you made it really sad for a second, but then you brought it home.
Yeah.
All right, I will allow it.
To be fair, Dr. Phibes was 16 when she was put down.
Was she the abominable Dr. Phibes? Or...
Yeah, I mean, that was her whole name. I mean,
Okay.
I think it's very important for a cat to have a name much bigger than what you use.
Oh, absolutely. I was just confirming. I didn't care one way or another, but I agree.
Our final answer, Meredith, is the glamorous Velma Kitty.
That is correct.
Yes.
There it is. Let it not be said that Joshua King and Rex Hansen do not follow through on their cat naming promises.
On to the actual mom synopsis.
Mom synopsis.
Are we there yet? Can we please be there yet?
Yeah, I guess we're there, Rex. But my mom's not here today. I'd like to introduce you to my dad.
Oh, no.
Joshua, what are you doing there, champ? Hey, you know me. Just saving the world, one podcast at a time, Dad. Ah, hey, good for you, Tiger. So, I guess you didn't get a job yet. Of course I did. Making connections with those that I help and not cutting myself off emotionally. That's not gonna make you any money, boy. You should have kept driving a bus. Now, what if I said I'm definitely still staving off my cravings for human blood? What for? When I was your age, we used to drink human blood all the damn time. It's good for you. Puts hair on your chest. Let me guess. Builds character. Sometimes you gotta get your blood drunk a little. Like the bus company. They'd have taken care of you. Yeah, if only I'd let them drink my blood, Dad. So what? It's work, isn't it? Now tell me about your new TV show before I smack that smart-ass grin off your face. Who's this pretty boy and why the hell isn't he at work? What's he doing? Turning down a perfectly good offer to get laid from that super hottie? You mean Tina? Yeah, Dad. No, he's doing the right thing and being a good fucking person because women are overburdened by scary men who take advantage of them while lying to their faces about it. Well, how do you think I met your mother?
Oh, God.
Well, that's a completely different TV show. So anyway, Angel's out kicking ass and taking names in L.A., He's befriended by an Irish half-human, half-demon named Doyle, who sees visions, which gives them leads on bad guys and people who need help. Angel follows his first lead to a waitress who's been preyed on by a giant corporate vampire dude named Russell, but isn't able to convince her that he's not been hired by that same dude. She meets an untimely end by running directly into Russell's hands. Her death on Angel's hands instills a resolution for vengeance in Angel, who immediately tracks him down and happens to save his old friend Cordelia, who's been having a rough go at being an actress in L.A. Angel and Doyle save Cordelia, wipe out Russell, and find themselves with the perfect ingredients for a procedural crime drama, a private investigation company headed by Angel, and maybe it can make them a little cash while earning redemption for a couple of damned souls as well. Bam! There it is.
Ladies, gentlemen, spiny-headed looking creatures. Soon as the sun goes down, vampire. Soon as the sun goes down, vampire. Competition is a beautiful thing.
So we open on a bar.
Cold open.
And in this bar, Angel is very drunk, in a very uncharacteristic manner.
Mm-hmm.
Babbling on to the unfortunate gentleman beside him about Buffy in extraneous detail.
Two things. Oh my god, we're actually fucking doing it, Ale, with fucking Angel motherfuckers! Okay, now that I'm done with that, I don't want to hear a single another fucking peep about wallowing in novelty. Let's fucking carry ourselves with the dignity and respect that this show deserves. And
can't even say it with a straight face.
And two, as I signed into Hulu to watch this episode, it had already been watched once by my mother, but only one episode. I think she thought it was actually about angels.
Oh,
I'm sure
God.
she didn't know what it was, which is hilarious. Ha! Joke's on her.
Anyway, to the bar where Angel is uncharacteristically yammering on drunkenly.
He's faking being drunk. I was totally buying it for a second.
I didn't for a second, because no, Angel is the type of person that if he's acting out of character, then something is up.
Yeah, retrospectively, I'm like, okay, he was being awkward on purpose, and it was really good acting on his part.
Oh yeah. And so this douche canoe, like,
Fucko McGee.
yeah, like saddles up to the bar and squeezes in between Angel and the dude he's talking to.
Yeah, I know,
When there's
right?
like on Angel's right, there's a whole swath of empty bar.
Yeah, I'm like, hey man, global pandemic, okay? Jesus.
You know, this happened to be 20 years ago.
Put a mask on already.
But these guys cash out and they're leaving, and then dramatic transition.
So Angel drops the act all of a sudden, and he slow-mo struts into action, and I'm like, yes!
His coat flares out and everything.
Oh, it was so fucking fantastic.
Dramatic transition.
Yes.
To the alleyway.
To a dark alley.
Where, surprise, surprise, those douche canoes are vampires.
What? That never happens. So he does his fake drunk act again, and we get our very first awesome ass Angel one-liner. And so as he stumbles up to this dude, he's like, hey, excuse me, I'm sorry," which is pretty accurate. I've had this conversation before.
Yeah, so have I.
From both sides. He's like, "Oh, does anybody see my car? It's big and it's shiny." "Piss off, pal." And Angel stumbles into his face. Beautiful pause. Breath mint? And I gotta give props to this other vamp. It was a very satisfying shove. He shoves away this girl that he's trying to attack.
Yeah.
Like, it was very good physical acting. I could really feel the point of tension and momentum when he shoved her, and I'm sure that was done safely and there was no actual shove that could have harmed her. Anyway, they fight. Because them's fighting words.
And the fight's pretty quick. The only real notable moment in the fight is Angel has some fancy little gadgets up his sleeve. He pops out some fucking wooden stakes like they were Adam's spiky things.
Spike
yeah.
thingy.
I can't remember what we called them.
Awesome, like, spring-loaded sheaths.
Yeah.
In his wrist sheaths, like he's fucking Spider-Man, if Spider-Man could only shoot a wooden stake that doesn't actually shoot, but it just...
It works like the knife, the assassin knife that from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
That's it.
I want to say retracts, but it extracts.
Extends?
Extends? Yeah, that's a word. That's definitely a word.
No, the fight is over pretty quick, but...
D-Bag McGee gets a trash can hit in on Angel right after he does his awesome little dual stake kill. Yeah, so not that it matters because Angel launches him into a fucking car window with the greatest of ease.
Yeah.
And then the girls...
They're all thankful and they're trying to shower thanks on him. And he's like, "Oh,
Angel,
just go. Just run away.
You saved us. We have to thank you, LA style. Isn't that how it works around? Isn't that like the currency of LA, according to this episode later, anyway?
Apparently.
Yeah, and he's like, "No, I can't." He slowly turns and reveals his vamp face to them, and they don't freak out nearly as much as I would have expected. And then he has a mild blood frenzy when he sees the blood on her forehead. And then he brutally broods off into the distance. He's like, "God damn it, ladies, don't you know how fucking broody I am? I am motherfucking Broodmaster Angel, the motherfucking vampire. They gave me my own TV show to brood on because I brooded too hard on Buffy, and they were like, holy shit, I need this man to brood all over a completely new channel of airwaves for at least 5 fucking seasons."
It's the same channel, just different day.
Shut up. Okay, well, I'm glad we got over with the brood. I'm Angel, fuckos brood. It's okay. I'm done.
Yeah,
now.
you're gonna have to figure out a way to somehow dial that back, because there's gonna be a lot of those moments, man.
So broody, Rex.
I know, but we can't just have a whole episode of it.
We can't just make a whole series out of that joke. What are we gonna do? Shit.
We gotta come up with new jokes.
Hey, that's just silly.
Yeah. But Angel stakes the last vampire as he walks by, and we get his dramatic exit as he walks down the alleyway.
As his coat floofs into the non-sunset.
That is correct.
If you will. And I think you will.
And then we get the opening sequence.
Sure.
It's a lot more somber than I remembered it being, actually. Like, I didn't remember it having violins.
I specifically remembered it having violins.
But it's definitely a different tone that they're going for than Buffy in this, and I like it. We cut to Angel heading home.
Speaking of, I fucking love the music playing as Angel struts his badass way into his office.
Oh, yeah.
And into one of those classic freight elevators with the accordion manual gate.
Okay, Angel's the Angel's investigation's main office, and then the elevator down into his actual, like, lair home.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, he must be renting that whole space already.
like, it's all dark woods and
wet dream for Rex.
Yeah, well, like,
and me,
architecturally, this is because I love dark woods. First off, and I
bet you do.
I like rooms that are broken up by like railings and shit, and like have steps, like, and odd things like that. For some reason, I don't know why.
Yeah, keep talking. God.
And I would fucking love to have a home that has that goddamn freight elevator.
Oh, don't get me started on the freight elevator. Oh. No, I felt like Beavis and Butthead hearing this music through the beginning of this, just like banana, 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 banana. Shut up, Beavis. It's not a banana. You're a banana. My penis is a banana, Butthead.
Wow.
The banana is my penis.
You know, you brought it around back to Joss Whedon, I guess.
Why not?
Enter Doyle.
Why not both? Why not? Doyle does, in fact, enter.
No, he really doesn't enter. He just kind of, poof, is there.
He apparates, really. It's more of an apparition.
No one ever expects him. Just bam! Doyle.
Exactly. Yeah. This apartment, though, is just as goozy as the fucking...
Oh, yeah.
Office space. Like, I would love to live in a place like that, but I think I would literally need to be immortal to ever be able to afford a place like that.
And even then, questionable.
Right? Anyway, so, oh no, there's somebody in the apartment. Oh, you can't die, Angel. It's only the first episode. Oh, Rex, I'm so scared. He's gonna die.
Angel immediately identifies Doyle as not human.
Oh, yeah, because right here in the first episode of his new series, wait, did Fox air this, Rex?
Yes.
It might.
Maybe?
They could actually cancel it still.
Right?
Like, this first episode might be all that we see. Those fuckers will cancel anything.
Is not.
All right. Anyway, Doyle.
Angel immediately identifies him as not human, and we get my first quote of the day, which is like the very first fucking Doyle line.
Yeah, it's a good one.
He says, "Well, that's a bit rude. As it happens, I'm very much human." Sneezes. Has spikes.
Face does the pufferfish thingy.
On my mother's side.
And then he tells Angel a bedtime story, hard air quotes, which not only doubles but triples conveniently as a recap device for those of us already familiar with Angel, a get up to speed device for those of us not familiar with the Buffy series at all, and a storytelling device giving us the bare bones basics of Angel's backstory and now what Angel's doing in LA and why Doyle is here.
Yeah, all that exposition right out of the gate, very quick, tidy.
Get it out of the fucking way. Wrap it up nice and tight with a bow on it. I got two main points here that really wrap it up. These are the points that Doyle wants to push home to Angel why he's here, because he gets these visions from the powers that be.
Yeah.
We do not know who these powers that be. He's telling Angel that he's cut off from the people he's saving, and that's not good, I guess. He wants Angel to grow emotionally. Angel doesn't care. He's like, so what if I stop and chat? I'm saving their lives, right? He's like, yeah, that's exactly what he's talking about, Doyle, for fuck's sake. Second point, he's craving human blood, as was established in the fight scene, because he drank Buffy's blood not so long ago. And one of these days, he's going to eat one of the girls that he saves because he's going to justify it. He's I'm still ahead by the numbers, is how Doyle puts it.
Yeah.
And I guess he needs Doyle's help with being more human and therefore less likely to eat people?
Well, I mean, Doyle basically says that Angel needs to be able to connect with people to maintain his humanity.
Ah, okay, good point. Yeah.
Which makes perfect sense. I mean, if you skulk in the shadows all the time and you only, like, brood and, like, fight monsters and that's, like, all you do... That's kind of how you become a monster.
Yeah, if he starves, it doesn't matter if he has his soul. If he starves his soul of human interaction, he will become into a monster anyway. You're right. Good point.
I don't want to share my feelings. I don't want to open up. I want to find the guy that killed Tina, and I want to look him in the eye. Then what? Then I'm going to share my feelings.
I want to just make a quick mention here that Doyle is played by Glenn Quinn,
Yep.
which is a name that just kind of warms my insides because his name is Glenn with 2 N's and Quinn with 2 N's.
Ooh.
And like, that's a very comic book name.
Yeah.
Comic book names always have a visual aspect to them, or like one of the most common things is comic book names will have an alliteration, or they'll have like some sort of rhyme scheme or some sort of like tie-in between the first name and last name.
Yeah.
But also, he's actually Irish.
Yes.
And this is a real Irish accent, not the really shitty one that David Boreanaz does.
Which makes it funny that he still tries to do an Irish accent later in this episode.
Right?
But I think he had some coaching.
Right?
He must have, because it was way better than when he was on Buffy.
Well, there's an actual Irish person cast alongside him. He better fucking be able to get some coaching.
That's what I'm saying, is he could have easily gotten coaching from Glenn Quinn. I had a quote of the day here from Doyle as well. He says, "It's not all about fighting and gadgets and stuff. It's about reaching out to people, showing them that there's love and hope still left in the world." Homeless lady says, "Can I get some change? Get a job, you lazy sow." It's about letting them into your heart. It's about saving lives.
I wrote that down as well.
That was classic Whedon right there.
Oh, very much so.
So this is where we find out that he gets visions.
Yep.
Which, hey, what? Repetitive plot device alert. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
It's an easy plot device, though. I mean...
Yeah, it works. It's like, hey, where are we going to figure out where Angel gets his case from every episode? Oh, Doyle has a vision. Oh, perfect. That's easy.
better than just everyone fucking walking into his office like the classic noir novel.
Right? Hey, put a sign on the street. People are going to walk past that. They're going to know.
But very specifically, Doyle gives Angel his first case, which is a girl named Tina that he'll meet in a cafe.
Yeah.
And that's all that Doyle has.
Well, I think I was confused at first because it says coffee spot, but coffee spot turns out to be the actual name of the cafe.
Yeah.
But there's no other specifics. I couldn't figure out what SM stands for because it said Tina Coffee Spot S.M.
Huh.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Me either. If you have an idea, why don't you give us a call at 269-743-0783 and let us know what the hell that was about.
Yeah, so Angel also wants to know what the hell that's about. So he goes to the cafe.
Yeah. Even though he warns Doyle that he's bad with people, and he's like, that's kind of the point, though, isn't it? And he's Angel's like, why would some random girl want to talk to me? It's like, have you looked at yourself in the mirror lately? Oh, no, I don't suppose you would have. Classic mirror joke.
Yeah.
Every
that's a
time.
good one. That's a good one.
But no, it's like, who the fuck wouldn't want to talk to you, you big, beautiful, broody bastard? Jesus Christ.
I'd probably be very intimidated by him.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's also very tall, way taller than me.
I think he's taller than me. Actually, I think we've established I'm the same height.
Yeah, you're the same height. But he's also just built broader.
He's much broader. Yeah, he's not lanky. He's proportionate.
Yeah.
So, at the coffee spot,
yeah,
Angel's trying to talk to Tina. He's doing really poorly at making small talk.
Yeah.
And then he catches this cup of coffee without spilling a drop, miraculously. I was like, bullshit.
Yeah, and Tina's like, oh, thanks. Those get deducted out of my paycheck.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, hell no.
I have a thing to say about that.
You need to get the fuck out of that job, hun.
No, here, very importantly, this is in California, and California employment law dictates that it is illegal for an employer to deduct broken items like that out of your paycheck.
Yeah, exactly.
It's also illegal here in Michigan and most U.S. states. Mm-hmm. So if you have an employer that's ever like, oh, if you broke that, I'm taking it out of your paycheck, chances are it is illegal in your state.
Yeah. I worked at a liquor store where the owner tried to say he was going to charge us for credit card fraud if we conducted the transaction. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
From a legal standpoint, it counts as cost of doing business.
Yep.
Now, there are certain circumstances where they can sue you for that if there was malicious action.
Yeah.
But no, if an employer is ever like, oh, you broke that, we're taking it out of your paycheck. No, fuck them. You have rights.
But there's also a lot of laws that are difficult to get enforced in your favor, to the point where it's a wash if you even attempt, because you'll end up paying more in court fees and losing valuable time for something that isn't going to get any attention. And this could be one of those things. I don't know about California, but yeah, I would just leave that job personally.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Angel kind of makes a connection here. She actually agrees to meet him after she gets out of work.
Yeah. I think Joss Whedon does a terrible job of representing rule number 1 here.
Right?
So your waitress does not want to sleep with you, but if you're David Boreanaz, that rule might not really apply to you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she's like, you don't hit on girls very much, do you? And he's like, I mean, you know.
Trying to hit on your waitress. Just don't do it. But it seems that she's enforcing rule number 1 because she comes out. Sure, she's wearing a sexy black dress, but she immediately pulls mace on him.
Yeah, she doesn't trust him. And I'm like, you go, girl. I mean, your first mistake was actually approaching him and not sneaking out the other way.
Right. And like, why did you even agree to it in the first place? If you like, because she says that she thinks that he like works for this dude named Russell and is like paid to watch her or something like that.
Well, he got him out of the restaurant anyway.
I guess, yeah. But she could have just shrugged him off and then worried about it later. Like, I don't know. Bad logic on her part, but turns out, no, he doesn't work for Russell.
Yeah, he puppy dog eyes his way out of it. He's just like, no, I don't. And she believes him.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's not working for Russell, so I guess it's okay and good that she believes him. Any other situation, I'd be like, hell no.
Right. She
run.
Like, she should be way more suspicious.
Yes. But she buys it.
It's like that idea that an undercover cop has to tell you that they're a cop if you ask them.
Yeah.
As if she can go, oh, do you work for Russell? And they're like, no. And they can't legally lie to you about it.
Well, I mean, it's entrapment, though, if a cop doesn't tell you.
No, it isn't.
It's not?
No.
Oh, cool.
No, an undercover cop can tell you all day, any day, that he's not a cop. There's no legal Now, he has to tell you he's a cop if he's arresting you.
Huh.
But no, if an undercover cop had to tell you that they're a cop, then that would never work.
Yeah, that would just ruin the whole undercover thing, wouldn't it? But hey, it's a good device for lots of movies for the last couple of decades anyway. Yeah. Anyway.
We find out that she is from Missoula, Montana.
Yeah, Angel was depressed there during the Depression.
His fucking line of that is like, oh yeah, I was there during the Depression. I was
depressed there when I was there. It was beautiful, though.
Good save, Angel.
Yeah.
Good save.
Yeah, he's not old. So when I was a boat captain in Montana, I discovered moose drool.
Yeah.
Because that shit's brewed in Missoula.
It is, where she's from.
And it's good shit. I really wanted to get some moose drool for this episode, but they didn't have any.
No.
I think it might be seasonal.
I don't think it's seasonal in Montana. I think they just ship it seasonally.
Yeah.
But it made me sad because I kind of wanted it too.
Oh,
we have drank it on the podcast before, though.
We have, in fact.
But yeah, she's like, well, it was nice threatening you, and goes to leave, and he offers to give her a ride to the party. And she agrees for some reason?
Yeah, just get in the car with the stranger that you were holding mace up to less than 5 minutes ago. Good call.
But because he said he doesn't work for Russell, you should believe him.
And because he's got those gorgeous puppy dog eyes.
Yeah.
There you go.
So they go to the party together.
Yeah, because this girl owes her money or something.
Right. They immediately walk in the party and they're on camera.
I think you mean camera.
I have a question.
Go on.
Does Angel show up on the camera?
Yeah, obviously. Wait, I mean,
You didn't see him in the recording later when it shows this video.
Yeah, there's no
point where it shows him.
That's what I was just thinking. So that's a good question.
Also, depending on the viewfinder that she's looking through with the camera, she might not be able to see him through the viewfinder because some viewfinders use mirrors.
No, but there was a shot at the very beginning there when they walk in and they're on camera. It's depicted as if that is through the viewfinder.
I didn't see that.
So he at the very least shows up on the viewfinder, but we do not see him later when Russell is watching the video. So he very well might have not shown up on the film. However, one of the pieces of trivia that I read about Angel, if you look at the cover art, the main cover art for Angel, you can see his reflection in the puddle that he's walking past. And it was an accident that they didn't realize until later, and they decided to leave it in. And apparently Joss Whedon said, oh yeah, it's because he has a soul or something.
Oh, that's such a cop-out over something really stupid, because there's so many times when we see him and he doesn't have a fucking reflection.
Yeah. Oh well.
But anyway, yeah.
Tina leaves him alone.
Yep.
And this dude Oliver walks up to him and says, "You are a beautiful, beautiful man."
And he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Angel's like, thanks. You're an actor. No. Hands him a card. I'm Oliver. Ask anyone about Oliver. I'm a fierce animal. Your agent as soon as you call me.
And this isn't a come on. I'm dating a landscape architect.
Yeah, exactly. And what's funny about this interaction, it's not just funny in and of itself, but I think this is pulled from an actual experience that David Boreanaz had. This is how he became an actor.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we brought that up in a Buffy episode.
Either that or we were just confusing that with this episode.
That's possible.
But I think I heard that story somewhere. Call us and prove us wrong if we are at 269-743-0783.
A person needs certain designer things. You shouldn't be trying to eat my friend's brains. Hey, you're a vampire.
And then Angel runs into Cordy.
Cordelia!
Oh, we haven't seen her for a whole season.
I know, right? But, I mean, we would have had we been recording this.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
In the order that we were gonna, but that's neither here nor there.
She is bragging about how great it is. She's an actress now. She has a house on the beach.
She's like, oh my God, they asked me to read a third time. And I'm like, I'm an actress. I don't have to deal with this kind of thing. And I'm like, wait, no. If you're an actress, that's specifically the kind of shit you have to deal with. That's literally your job. You're not going to get roles if you don't read for them.
In catching up with Angel, I wrote down another quote / interaction here. So she says, "So are you still grr?"
Meaning vampire, of course.
Yes. And he says, yeah, there's not actually a cure for that.
Yet. No, there's never a cure for that.
And then there's a little bit more talky talk there, but she's like, oh, I need to go talk to somebody important. And she walks away, and
she's so sassy. She's like, I should really be talking to somebody who is someone.
Yeah. And then she leaves, and he goes, it's nice to see she's grown as a person.
Oh, yeah, always with the dry wit. He's got such a good dry wit.
Yep.
And so Angel spots Tina with some asshole that I assumed was Russell.
But it's not.
No.
It's Stacy.
Just some guy with a girl's name, rocking a girl's name, because there's nothing wrong with that.
Actually, Stacy being a girl's name is a relatively recent thing in society.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yes.
Exactly.
Turns out. Who knew?
Also, one should not assume gender off someone's name.
Yeah, I know. But we do it all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're flawed as a species.
So the first floor parking garage, they try to leave. They get flanked and separated at the ground level elevator. She runs. Stacy kidnaps her. And damn, when this girl trusts the wrong person, she does not half-ass this shit.
No.
Okay, now, bitch, please. You're telling me a couple of bullshit thugs were able to overpower Angel for any length of time?
Hold on. It wasn't that Angel got overpowered. These assholes all got lucky because these dudes grabbed him and he got pulled into the elevator and the doors closed. He had to wait for the fucking doors to open back up.
Sure, that was the only side theory that I have that really makes any sense, is he must have just been fiddling with the door the whole time.
Yeah, because, I mean, there's a delay on those
There's
things.
no way that it took him that long to knock those fuckers out.
God, no. The only reason this even got to a car chase was because the fucking elevator doors.
Right. But I mean, they did pull him back into the elevator. He was stepping off the elevator.
Well, yeah, but that could just be raw physics. I mean, if you're pulled a little off balance, you could fall backwards.
Sure, I'll go with that. He finally runs out of the elevator. He's running to the rescue, and he superhero leaps into his awesome shiny convertible. Alas, it is the wrong super awesome black convertible. Fuck me sideways, that was funny.
It was so fucking hilarious. I did not expect it at all.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
And like, it cracks me up because the look on his face when he looks over and sees his car is, oh, this has happened so many times.
Oh, come on. I think it's a joke about how rich LA is.
Right.
And how many pretentious snooty vehicles there are out
Right.
there. It's not snooty when he's driving it though.
No.
Yeah, but I imagine it would be snooty if it was an old white man driving it.
Yeah.
I mean, he is technically an old white man.
He's an exceptionally old white
Yeah.
man. But yeah, there's a chicken scene, which of course, obviously, Angel's gonna win. He can't die by car wreck.
Well, it would hurt though.
Well, yeah.
So he chickens them into crashing, and now suddenly he needs doors to get out of the vehicle.
Right.
Okie dokie. And then the dude, he's got a gun on the dude, and he's like, I don't think you're gonna pull that trigger. Clocks him in the face.
So the driver jumps out of the car and pulls a gun and points it at Angel. But the driver did something really fucking dumb. He opened his door and then just stepped out of the car. If you're ever trying to get out of a car quickly because there's some sort of fight or something about to happen, you fucking take 2 big steps away from the car so that the other person can't do what Angel does here and slam the door into you. And, like, you're caught between the door and the car.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Didn't even catch that.
Slams the door closed on the guy. The guy drops the gun. He takes him out. The other dude gets out of the car. He points the gun at him.
He's pointing the gun at Stacy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And Stacy's like, I don't think you're going to pull that trigger. And he, bam, pops him right in the face. Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Nice twist.
Yeah.
I'll have my punch with a twist. Oh, yeah.
There's been nobody breaking through walls in this show yet.
Yeah, wait for it.
Oh, yeah. I know. But it was kind of weird seeing Angel holding a gun.
I didn't even think about it. But I guess, yeah.
But the scene closes with Tina saying, nice party, huh?
A little too fabulous for me. Ha ha ha. They're so LA.
Yep.
Anyway, Cordy's apartment.
Yeah, a quick little cut to Cordy's apartment where she may have fibbed a little bit when
What?
talking to Angel.
Cordelia doesn't do that. Ever. Not once.
Maybe she hasn't been as successful as previously stated.
Hey, fake it till you make it. That's the Cordelia way.
Or, starve first, apparently.
Yeah. Sounds like most girls out there are starving anyway.
Right.
So it's a cheap way to live, I guess. Or something.
Oh, God. Like, we even see that she took sandwiches from the party so that she had food.
Oh, yeah, that she had the star sandwich, didn't she?
During this whole scene, there's we're listening to her answering machine as her, I guess, agent basically says, you didn't get the part, they didn't like you for the part, don't call me.
We'll call you.
We'll call you if anything changes, but it won't.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, well, fuck-a-doodle-doo.
Cut back to Angels, where Tina is very surprised to get real compassion from this person.
Yeah. So she's sifting through her bag. Boy, Angel sure has a type, because in this shot, she looks almost fucking identical to Buffy. I almost thought, I was like, wait, I didn't know Buffy was in this episode, because there were those weapons on the wall, which I immediately associate with, like, Buffy always has that battle axe in her bag with her. And she rarely actually uses it, but...
I mean, they definitely could have used the same stunt double for Tina that they used for Buffy, and no one would have known.
They just braid her hair and you're good to go. So Angel offers her cream and sugar for her tea, and then promptly remembers he's a blood-sucking demon from the nether realm, unnaturally inhabited by his former human vessel's soul, and also that he doesn't stock cream and sugar for these types of occasions.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he has tea, honestly.
Yeah, probably because there are so few of these types of occasions, which, is kind of the premise of this episode and whole series, if you will.
Yes.
And I think you will. Yeah, he explains that he doesn't get a lot of visitors, and Tina, referencing the weapons on display on his wall, quips, "Not ones you like anyway." Ha! I like her. She's a damn keeper.
Yeah.
Get the girl-sized aquarium and put her on display for amusement. No!
No, Josh.
Bring the chocolate sauce.
That's wrong again.
Bring it.
Like, you can't do that
But
to
it's
people.
delicious. The girl-sized aquarium. Oh.
Anyway.
I've ruined it again, haven't I?
Anyway, at Angel's show of compassion, she breaks down and tells him all about Russell.
Yeah, she's like, so this is where I pay for your services with sex, right? He's like, no, this is the part where you have a safe place to stay while we figure things out.
Yeah, because he's, more human than all the other ensouled humans, apparently.
Turns out.
Christ. What's wrong with humanity?
Well, you lose your soul for having sex with the girl that you love, and somehow it changes you.
I got nowhere to go with that one.
I know, right? And yet they made a whole series out of it.
Yeah. So Russell apparently likes pain, worships pain. She tells him that a friend of hers, Denise, was a companion of Russell, but disappeared.
Yep. And so Angel's trying to get information about Russell out of her, and she's like, no, you've helped enough.
But he
I can't. Wait. No, you've done enough. He's like, oh, I'll show you enough. Which is you getting enough sleep. While I go over here and let you sleep peacefully. Because he's a fucking gentleman.
Yeah.
The kind of gentleman who rummages through your things while you're sleeping.
And then we get the most dramatic transition to a library ever put to film.
Was it, though?
Yeah. It was the kind of transition you'd put to a rock show, for fuck's sake, not a library.
I don't recall specifically. I just know he's rummaging through her fucking Rolodex while she's sleeping. And then he whips out his super sleek flip rotary phone and jumps into his Model T, which he has to paddle through the floorboards with bare feet with the help of his good friend Barney.
What?
You heard me.
No, he goes to the library.
Yeah, that's
and
what I said.
And operates 3 computers simultaneously like a boss.
That's what I said, Rex.
That isn't anything like what you said.
Edgar, you want to weigh in on this?
He's bathing himself at the moment.
He does not want to weigh in on this.
Yeah.
Moving along.
Like most things that is not food and cuddles, Edgar doesn't give a shit.
Fear me. He's so cute. You didn't sense a hyena energy at all, did you? Because hyena possession is just unpleasant. Run, flee, maybe skedaddle.
Oh, I miss the free hot dogs on sticks.
Yeah, so Angel goes into super duper research mode and finds a girl with a tattoo that is probably Denise.
Yep. And she's dead.
Very dead. Pretty dead. Yeah, definitely
kind
dead.
Of impressed that he got autopsy photos online. Like,
well, that's why he was at the library. He was looking at old newspaper clipping slides.
They don't put autopsy photos in the newspaper.
Yeah, that's a good point. Or medical records for that. Maybe he knows how to hack into hospital records from the library.
There was one episode where he watched Willow hack things. Maybe he learned.
That must be it. There it is. We explained it.
There we go.
We got this.
Cut back to Angel's, where he's heading home through the sewer.
Which has a direct panel opening into his living room.
That's gotta be awful.
Well,
Like-
I was going to say that's quite the selling point for his purposes.
Yeah, but think of how bad that room smells.
Yeah, that would smell really bad with the raw sewage now that you mention it.
That can't be good.
But I'm assuming it doesn't bother him, but she's sleeping right next to it.
Yeah.
So,
She's having a nightmare.
a daymare, really.
Well, yeah. Because it is daytime.
You ever seen Dracula Dead in Love Again?
Yes.
I was having a daymare. I think I've mentioned that before.
You
but
have.
It was
It's still
relevant
good.
again.
It's still good.
It's still good.
He tells her about Denise probably being dead, confirms that it was Denise by the rose tattoo on her arm.
Yeah, but then she sees the note that Doyle left him. The one that says Tina, coffee spot, SM. We still don't know what SM means per se. And he's unable to think of a not creepy explanation, understandably. I know I wasn't coming up with too much. It was like, no, Angel, you should say this. Oh, man, there's really nothing you can do about that one. Oh, shit.
No. I mean, she has a big, scary stalker. There's really nothing that could possibly have been said in this moment.
Yeah, even if he had given her the whole gory truth, it still would not have made as much sense to her as you must have been hired by Russell.
Yeah. But she leaves abruptly, and he tries to catch her and ends up getting his arm pulled into direct sunlight, and he bursts into flames.
Whoopsie.
And vamps the hell out and scares the bejesus out of her.
So she ends up running off even scaredier than she was before. Nice work, asshole.
Scaredier, really?
That's what I said. Take it or leave it. Mm-hmm. So we're over at Tina's apartment now, where she's frantically packing and then promptly gets eaten by Russell, who likes to play with his food.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a little bit of exposition here. Frankly, I could care less. Don't know about you.
Actually, the phrase is, frankly, I couldn't care less.
Yeah, it means the same thing.
Say, no, it doesn't.
It does,
Because if you say I could care less, that means there's less caring you can do.
You know, fat chance and thin chance also mean the same thing.
That's true.
It's because it's colloquialism. It doesn't actually matter. It just matters that it sounds right.
But it is actually I couldn't care less.
Alrighty then. And, yep.
And I say that because I could care less about the phrase I could care less. But I don't.
But I couldn't.
You couldn't care less about the phrase I could care less. But I could care less about the phrase I could care less.
That's very interesting. So, back to Tina. Out of the nice, safe, air-conditioned, swanky pad into the fire, I always say. Angel arrives many moments too late and is understandably upset as he hovers over Tina's fresh corpse.
I was really kind of expecting somebody to like walk in and see her dead from a vampire bite and see him and he like being like, "Oh, Angel, you're a vampire," because that's exactly what would have happened if this was a Buffy episode.
Right. They didn't have time for all that shit, though.
No.
What I was expecting was for Russell to be more than just a vampire.
Yeah.
The vampire makeup in this is weird compared to Buffy.
Yeah, I noticed that with the thugs in the very beginning too.
Yeah.
It's different.
They're doing a lot more with the eyebrows, making them like curl around instead of just being ridged like a Klingon. But this guy, he looked almost like he was super old, like the Master almost.
Yeah, and he has like some green skin and shit.
Yeah,
like, it's
spotty and gross.
Kind of gross, yeah.
It was very gross. I'm sure they did that on purpose to make us dislike him more. It worked.
Yeah, Angel finds the body. He, has his moment of no, and then cut to the police investigating the crime scene, and he's pulling his Batman act across the street on the roof.
Yeah. Bat Angel leaps into action, literally.
We get a lot of Batman-esque bullshit in this show, man.
No, Bat Angel. Blow! So back to Angel's swanky pad of holy abstinence.
Yeah, where he. Oh God,
you just got that, huh?
It took my brain a second. I was trying to continue on, but yeah, holy shit. That's really good. I like it. Because it is.
It is. So He's like, we're gonna find Stacy, then Russell, using that smashed up car. God damn it, Doyle, I'm in super broody mode.
And Angel's like, this isn't... you gotta express your feelings. And Angel's like, oh, I'm gonna express my feelings, all right.
Here's a fucking phone book from the Mesozoic era. Now fucking get to work, fucker. And so quote of the day, you pretty much already covered it, but Doyle's like, you can't cut yourself off from... Doyle, I don't want to share my feelings. I don't want to open up. I want to find Russell and I want to look him in the eye. And then what? Then I'm going to share my feelings. And I'm like, yes.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
That made the episode.
I really am enjoying the dynamic between these two.
Oh,
They have excellent screen chemistry.
They really fucking do. I'm so sad that Doyle left so early.
Yeah.
And then died in real life.
Yeah.
Like maybe a year later. But he didn't leave the show because he died.
No.
So I don't know what he was doing or what happened, but we'll cover that later.
Yep. So we cut to a very big house. Like stupid, the size of the White House big house.
Yeah.
Like
mansion.
it even kind of looks like the White House.
Classic mansion kind of place. Probably Victorian or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't do architecture history.
But we get to see Russell's swanky digs.
Yeah, and he's like, gosh, I wish I hadn't killed her so fast. And his lawyer's like, it's okay, sir. We've fabricated evidence. Excellent. Now I'm going to eat Cordelia because she's pretty.
Yeah, that's the whole scene right there.
There it is. The lawyer's like, order up.
But he does... The lawyer does say, oh, is this going to be another long-term investment? And Russell's like, no, I just want a snack.
I'm just hungry.
Little snack.
Hell no, she's a main character, motherfucker.
Yeah. Cut to Stacy's gym.
Stacy's gym has got it going in. Wait.
No, Stacy's going out through the window.
Stacy's windows got it. Okay, it's not Stacy's mom. We're not gonna shoehorn this one in.
No.
If you think you can shoehorn this one in, give us a call at 269-743-0783.
Are you really pushing that because we didn't have any voicemails?
No. But also, I know I went a couple episodes without doing that, so I have to make up for it.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh, also... Nicole. Shit.
I was not expecting that. No one expects the chicken noises.
No one expects the chicken inquisition. I'm sorry. No one expects the chicken inquisition. Except everybody, all the time now.
Yeah.
I don't see Angel putting on tights. Oh, now I do, and it's really disturbing. Protecting young women such as yourself? Oh, yeah, there's been 4. And 3 of them are very much alive.
Oh, that derailed everything. Oh, yes. Angel shakes Stacy down for information about Russell. Where does he live? What's his favorite color? Is he dating anyone?
Does he like me? Make him sign this note. Here, I made check boxes. Yes, no, we'll see.
Very important. If you make yes or no, don't write yes or no. Write yes and no separately with no other word in there because they might circle or.
And you better include a cootie catcher. Otherwise, they're going to know that you ain't got no game.
Yeah.
No game.
None. Back in those days, folding paper. That's like peacock feathers there, boy.
Pretty solid. Color that shit. You use the good colored pencils, not the crayons.
So we come to Courtney's where she's trying to meditate and not doing a particularly good job. Mostly because she's hungry. And let me tell you, as someone who occasionally does meditate, it is really hard to do so on an empty stomach.
Oh, yeah.
Hunger is one of the hardest things to just blip out of your mind.
Definitely.
Especially when you're like on the verge of starving as bad as Cordy apparently is.
Yeah, something tells me evolution had something to do with that.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
People tend to survive better when they can't ignore their hunger, and it drives them to do crazy shit.
Yeah. Like, accept the invitation of a vampire to come over and hang out and have food.
Exactly.
Which is exactly what Cordy does here, although she admittedly doesn't know that Russell is a vampire yet.
Wait, did we establish that when Angel was beating the shit out of Stacy in his gym, Stacy was like, he'll kill everyone you care about, and Angel's like, there's nobody left that I care about. Smash cut to... Cordy.
Yeah.
There is somebody relatively nearby.
Foreshadowing much? But yeah, she's invited to go hang out with Russell. Her friend from the party called...
Yeah, Cordy's all perfectly primed to be Russell's newest victim.
Yep.
And he almost has her.
Cut to Angels, where he's ready for war. And he's been in 14 wars. Not counting Vietnam, because it was never officially declared.
In which I didn't know that. See, this is educational.
Yeah, Vietnam was never technically a war.
I'm learning history. This is good shit. So, yeah, Angel's gearing up. He informs Doyle that he's driving. Quote of the day here, Doyle says, "Now wait a minute. I'm not combat ready. I'm just the messenger." Angel throws him the weapons bag, and he's like, "And I'm the message." Wow.
Yeah.
They're laying it on thick with these one-liners.
Oh, yeah.
And then Russell's mansion, cut a very quick travel montage with Cordy in the limo, and she's at Russell's now.
Yep.
And she's deep in the den of the beast, and this guy's got vampire money, holy hell.
Yeah. Talk about really expressing the concept of women actors being forced to essentially literally sell their bodies to rich white men to get ahead in the film industry.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what's happening here.
Pretty much. Yeah, literally. It's a very thinly veiled metaphor. Yeah.
So thinly veiled, it's basically written on the wall.
Yeah, so as she's rambling on about how great or not so great her career is going, we start to do that ever so lovely cut back and forth a lot thing. And outside, Angel and Doyle roll up, and Angel pulls the old Irish accent and the disarmingly too close talk about the game on TV gag on the guard, knocks him out, and disconnects the camera in on one badass smooth motion.
Oh, yeah.
Works every time.
Tells Doyle, wait 10 minutes. If I'm not out, leave.
Yep.
Which, you haven't cased the place, Angel. You don't know if it's going to take you 10 minutes. Look at the size of that fucking house.
10 minutes is not a lot of time.
It really isn't.
He doesn't know where Cordy is in that house. It would could take easily an hour.
He doesn't know Cordy's in that house, for fuck's sake.
He doesn't know if that house is haunted or not.
Right?
It probably is.
And you know what? We've seen plenty of haunted houses in this goddamn, well, not this series, but in Angel, or in Buffy.
In the Whedonverse, sure.
Yeah, the Whedonverse, there we go.
It could have a sex dungeon. It
probably does have a sex dungeon.
It could have a torture dungeon.
It's a very yuppie vampire.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's gone well beyond yuppie.
Yeah.
But I get what you mean.
He does look very much like Patrick Bateman, though, despite the fact that this came out a year before American Psycho.
Okay. I don't know who that is, but we don't have time for all that noise. Back inside, Cordy continues prattling on. She notices really quickly there are no mirrors and lots of curtains, and hey, you're a vampire.
I actually have this is quote of the day.
Yeah.
She's looking around, and she says, "I finally get invited to a nice place with no mirrors and lots of curtains. Hey, you're a vampire." What? No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
R2. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's just silly. You're being silly. Everything's fine.
And she's like, "I'm from Sunnydale, and I lived on a hellmouth," and
which that was the worst. That was the worst lie ever. He was like, "No, I'm not." If you weren't a vampire or a demon of any kind, and somebody accuses you of that, you're gonna be like, "What the? What are you smoking? And where can I get some?"
You'd be confused.
Oh, honey. Yeah, he's just like, "No, I'm not." That's preposterous.
Yeah, just his response of like deadpan, "What? No, I'm not." Like,
It was perfect. I thought it was funny. And so back outside, Angel continues to Mission Impossible his way inside.
Yep. He rigs the power to blow by C4 in 30 seconds.
Was it 30 seconds or did he have a remote?
No, he set it for 30 seconds.
I missed that. Okay, that answers a question I had later. And back inside, Russell's like, well, so much for formalities, and turns into his old gross vampire face.
Yeah.
He slow walk chases her upstairs as she runs while Angel hook lines his way up.
Right?
Seems like he could have taken the stairs just as quickly, but...
Well, he uses the grappling hook to go to the second floor balcony from the outside of the house.
Okay.
So there are no stairs.
Okay, I didn't realize he was outside when he was doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense. I'll take your word for it.
Also, it more resembles Batman, and that's what we're going for here.
It does. Yeah, pretty much. I'll take care of you, Gotham. I mean, Los Angeles. Yeah.
Russell's about ready to eat Cordy, and...
Aren't we all?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, Tim. Yeah, so the power blows with perfect timing, which is where I was like, did he have that on a remote, or was it just perfect timing?
It was perfect timing.
Turns out it's perfect timing.
That's probably one of Angel's superpowers.
Yeah, I'd give him that. Definitely. So Russell says, you've made a very big mistake coming here. And Cordelia, this is quote of the day, you don't know who he is, do you? Oh, boy, you're about to get your ass kicked.
And he does.
And they fight, and he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, the only reason that he doesn't kill Russell in this moment is a couple of his henchmen show up, and he has to save Cordy from the henchmen.
Because they got guns, and they're all shooting willy-nilly. Angel takes a shot to the chest, but he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
And he leaps off the top floor balcony with Cordelia, who screams with delightful fear. I think she liked it.
I think she really enjoyed being saved in that manner.
Maybe. I don't know. I think she was annoyed. She was like, you're leaping over a balcony with me. I'm not immortal. But she was fine. It's fine.
I think she was more annoyed that Russell turned out to be a vampire and not going to kickstart her movie career.
I would be. That's very annoying. It's like, damn it. Every time. It's always too good to be true, you know?
Dig this. Dig this. Sorry you had to wait. Fire, beheading. Hurry up, sweet dreams. Sunlight. Hurry up, sweet dreams. Cold water. Usual. Oh yeah. I hit him. With what? A desk.
Then we cut to the gate outside, and Doyle is impatiently waiting. And he's like, fuck it. And he goes to leave. But just as he pulls away, he's like, oh no, I gotta go back. And he rams the gate. And nothing happens because it's a gate. And it's made to stop vehicles. That's
a good gate. That's a good quote of the day right there. He's like, that's a good gate. I was like, has it been 10 minutes already? Or is he just fucking off? Because he's like, fuck this.
Right. It always bothers me any sort of moment in movies and shit when people blow through gates. I once watched a semi-trailer go through a gate at a guardhouse. Went through it without stopping, and the gate brought the semi-truck to a stop. Like, granted, the gate was really fucked up, but so was the semi.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a chain link gate, but, like, they're made to stop vehicles.
I mean, if it was the kind of gate that swings outward, I can see that breaking. But this was a sliding gate. It's not designed to go that way anyway.
Right.
Of course it's not going to go well. And also, dude, you're in a convertible.
Yeah.
It's not like it's this big, heavy tank of a fucking car.
Right. It is an older car, so it is, a pretty heavy car.
Do you know what make and model that car is?
No idea.
Okay, we should look that up at some point. It reminds me a lot of Sam and Dean's car, but their car's not a convertible.
No.
And theirs is like a 55 Chevy Impala.
Yeah, it's a muscle car. This is not a muscle car.
I just thought it was interesting that he fucked off the way he did, because I really thought he was just going to leave, but I really liked that he said, nah, I can't do that to them. You could feel that thought process, and he turns around, and I couldn't tell at first if that was his plan all along, was, I'm just backing up to ram the gate, or he almost chickened out and then he was like, no, but I can't leave him behind. And I just thought that was a nice little moment of character development for him either way.
Yeah, I agree.
So moving on from there.
So after Doyle hits the gate, he backs up a little bit, and then, of course, Angel and Cordy show up.
Yep, just in the nick of time. He's like...
Doyle apologizes for the damage of the car.
Might have had a wee bit of trouble, or well, I forget what he...
I didn't write down exactly what he said either. Cut to Angel's apartment, where he's having the bullet pulled out. Cordy expresses that she was worried she was going to faint while barfing. Which, colorful.
Yeah, and she's a little concerned, or they're giving her concerned looks while she's being a little over-optimistic with her hypothesis that Russell is dealt with. She's like, hey, we put the fear of God in him, right? And they're like,
that's not how that works.
I don't know about that. Cut to Russell Winters Enterprises, where the security is just awful.
Yeah, and he's meeting with his lawyers, Wolfram and Hart.
Yes.
And they're discussing the situation, and then in busts Angel, not Kool-Aid Man style. He just kicks the door open.
It was close, though.
It was close.
Honorable mention.
The doors stayed on their hinges, so...
They did.
But yeah, Russell's like, blah, 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 I'm superior, blah, blah, blah. I
Russell.
Follow rules, I pay taxes, so I get to get away with whatever I want.
Yeah, and he's like, can you fly? Yeah, so apparently anybody can just walk in and shove the CEO of the building out of a very poorly constructed window while his team of useless-ass lawyers just watch.
Yeah.
And that's what you pay for when you're paying lawyers, really.
Kinda, yeah.
They're not really the hands-on type of henchmen.
No.
No. And then they just watch Angel walk out, flips open his rotary telephone, and is like, we've got a new player in town.
It's not a rotary telephone.
It looked like a rotary telephone to me.
It's an old-ass cell phone, though.
Powered by Beeble boxes. You gotta...
Oh my god. You do know what you're referencing there, right? Like Beeblebox, Zaphoid Beeblebox.
Oh, that's Beeblebrox.
Close enough.
No, I was attempting to reference Rick and Morty. Can't remember what those power generators are called from that episode.
I can't even. Fuck.
Something about blah 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 boxes that you stomp on and they generate.
Oh, right.
Not important.
Anyway, yeah, Russell's dead. Like, I figured he'd stick around an episode or two. Damn.
I kind of felt like I remembered that he was definitely going to die in this episode, and it was pretty epic watching him burst into flames as he falls.
I loved up until the moment when Angel kicks his chair out the window. His whole demeanor is all, you can't possibly touch me.
I'm untouchable, even though this guy's in your face.
Yeah.
Like, you think he can't kill you like that?
Russell obviously believes in his situation and power in society, but like Angel's pretty much a vampire vigilante outside of society. He doesn't give a shit.
And his hubris was his undoing.
Yes.
Indeed.
I wonder how many people were on the street and was like, why did someone throw a chair out the window?
Seriously, it's a good thing there was nobody in it. Wow. All right. And I mean, technically there wasn't.
And they had to have paid some big bucks just for the effect of showing him burst into flames as he's falling out the window and shit.
I'd be curious to see a making of on that.
Yeah.
And so the lawyer makes the phone call, blah, blah, blah. We got a new player in town. Cut back to Angel's apartment, where this is where Angel calls Buffy.
Yep.
And she's like, hello? Hello? And he hangs up. I thought it was Cordelia for a second. I was like, why is he calling Cordelia?
Nope.
But it was Buffy. And that would have been episode 1 of season 4 of Buffy.
Yeah, when she just randomly gets a phone call for no reason.
Uh-huh. So, cool. It all comes together.
Yes.
Neato.
And there's some noise upstairs. And Doyle says that there's someone very happy upstairs, but she screams. And
with happiness.
Sure.
At the cockroach.
At the cockroach. And Angel and Doyle run upstairs. And I'm still bothered by the fact that Angel's way too much in actual sunlight here.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
way too much.
It was way too bright for him to be in that room. Like, the blinds were wide open.
Yeah. And they really need to fucking clamp down on that shit.
But it wasn't direct sunlight. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Ugh.
I'd like the record to state that Rex made a jack-off hand
Don't fucking
motion.
cut that out.
I will not. A masturbatory style motion with his fist, leaving just enough space for a penis between his fingers and his thumb.
Anyway.
It was totally legit. There's nothing wrong with that, man.
Anyway.
I just wished that the viewers could have also seen it. Or the listeners. You know what I mean.
the viewers. We have viewers now, too.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Sure.
We're viewing the podcast.
Hey, someday I think we should film this.
I don't think it would be that entertaining.
I don't think
honestly.
it'll make it any more entertaining.
No.
I just think it'd be a gimmick that we could do.
Right? But Cordy basically says that, oh, they need to be legitimate. They need to, like, have a sign out on the door. Angel investigations, blah, blah, blah.
We should be charging people for our rescuing services.
And Angel's like, are you sure about that? And she's like, yeah, we might need to rescue rich people.
Yeah, and Doyle's like, oh, that's not a bad idea. I'm Irish. A-daily-daily-do.
Oh, I apologize on behalf of Josh for our Irish
A-daily-daily-do. And Angel's like, as Cordelia walks away, he's talking to Doyle and he's like, you think she's a hottie. Yeah, she's a stiffener, all right. I can't lie about that. But, you know, she could use a hand. A stiffener. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
He called Cordelia a stiffener. What do you think he's referring to, perhaps?
An erect penis, probably.
What?
Yeah.
Why you gotta take it to the sexy place, Rex?
Doyle did.
I
didn't.
knew you
Doyle
were gonna...
did.
I could have sworn he meant that she uses lots of starch on clothing when she does laundry.
I believe you are mistaken.
I'm almost certainly mistaken. Doyle double checks that Angel is up for all this nonsense. He says, you know, there's a lot of people in this city that need helping. Angel says, so I noticed. Doyle says, you game? And cut to Bat Angel brooding over the nighttime cityscape of Los Angeles. And he looks into the camera and he goes, engage. I'm game. Sorry, I got him confused with Picard for a second.
Yeah, so that's first episode of Angel.
Gerarg.
Is this for me? I must be ready. I need my strength. Give me more! Night, I shall walk in the earth. Hold on. You've got something in your eye.
How'd you feel about this episode, Rex?
I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would.
I remember it being a lot more hokey. Yeah, go on.
It was a significantly better pilot than the Buffy pilot.
I would have to agree.
Like, it's still obviously a pilot because they have a lot of, like, unnecessary explanation. Like, Doyle explaining Angel's backstory to Angel, please.
Right.
Like, come on. He even says, I lived this, I know all of it. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It was simple.
Yeah.
Wasn't anything complex to it.
It was a good setup.
Yeah.
Not much more than that. And they made up for the boringness of having to do a setup with plenty of fun one-liners.
Yeah.
A fairly decent amount of character development for everybody in a very short amount of time.
I was surprised that the powers that be and Wolfram and Hart were brought in right away.
Yeah, right out of the gate.
Immediately. I thought there was going to be a little bit of time before that.
Oh my, no. I think Joss Whedon had a very clear vision of what he wanted to do with Angel and what he wanted this to be. And if they'd just given him one more fucking season, well, we'll have plenty of time to bitch about that.
Yep.
What's your quote of the day, Rex?
I'm going to have to give my quote of the day to Cordy for her very good observation in situ of, I finally get invited to a nice place with no mirrors and lots of curtains. Hey, you're a vampire. And it just shows that she's way more on the ball than she seems.
Yeah.
I like that.
I did as well.
And then an honorable mention to the... What? No, I'm not. What's your quote of the day, Josh?
So my quote of the day is going to Angel. He says, Doyle, I don't want to share my feelings. I don't want to open up. I want to find Russell and I want to look him in the eye. Doyle responds, then what? Then I'm going to share my feelings.
Yeah.
I felt like that was just the most intense moment of the whole episode, and it was amazing.
It was really hard to pick a quote of the day, though, for this episode, because Joss kind of pulled out the stops on the one-liners.
Oh, the stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every character gets a one-liner.
Well, most of the stops.
You get a one-liner. You get a one-liner. Everybody gets a one-liner.
Very much so, definitely. Yeah, definitely one-liners.
So this has been the first episode of Ale with Angel.
Ale with Angel! We did it!
Now, it might be confusing, but we're keeping all of our social media names as Beer with Buffy. You can find us on Facebook as Beer with Buffy. You can join our Facebook group, Beer with Buffy group. You can find us on Twitter at Beer with Buffy. If you want to get a hold of us, you can message us through both those platforms, or you could email us, beerwithbuffy@gmail.com. You can call us and leave a voicemail, the number being
269-743-0783.
If you would like to support us financially, you can do so through our store.beerwithbuffy.com. If you would like to just give us money or have us name your cat and or ladybug that's probably dead by now, you can do so at patreon.beerwithbuffy.com. Review us on iTunes, very important. Number one way you can help our podcast. We're up to 36 reviews, and we want that number to keep going up, 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 up.
Woot, woot.
And then I'd like to say a special thanks to our new composer with all of our new Angel music, JJ Treadway. Thank you very much, JJ. This has been Ale with Angel. I'm Rex.
And I'm Josh.
Have a good night.
Look, you guys. I totally didn't use the Shaggy voice at all this episode.
You are the Slayer.
Shaggy.
Without Xander, it's going to be hard to shoehorn that in.
I know.
A certain amount of responsibility, and instead of which you enslave yourself to this cult.
You don't like the color?
You have a sacred birthright. You were chosen to destroy vampires, not to wave pom-poms at people.
Why can't you people just leave me alone?
You are the Slayer.
Go ahead. Prepare me.
I'm a watcher. I haven't the skill.
Oh, come on.
By appealing to your common sense. Incubi, succubi, everything you've ever dreaded was under your bed, but told yourself couldn't be by the light of day.
One girl in all the world.
Common sense.
One girl in all the
Common
world.
sense. It was a bit, British, wasn't it?
Wait, what have we done? Why are we watching this?